All right. Well, we're all here. Let's go ahead and get started. Who would like to recap?
I have some notes.
Okay.
So we started having just teleported back into town, or back to, yeah, I think we teleported back to Ayat's place, and Ayat was not there. We did some looking around. We decided to head out to our ship where it was at, and found that he was in fact out there with his crew. They had partly disassembled our ship in order to, replace the broken pieces. So it's technically at this instant worse off than it was before, but that's because it's in progress of repair. Then we did some talking. Sakin and Glornil had their tour of the ship. We all finally got some rest after being dehydrated out in the desert for a couple of days. Then I think the next morning was when Sakin and Glornil went into town because it's lottery day. And everyone insists that we go, and that's when Glornil realizes that everything is dead, like plant wise. There's no plant life anywhere. The magic that we were casting and the beast was casting, where we were pulling from the ground, definitely ended up like leeching all of the life out of all of the plants here. Everyone is freaking out in town because they don't know what they're going to live off of. But hey, it's lottery day, and so we show up to the big to-do. Everyone still shows up for that. We are warned not to cast any magic, and Sakin promises not to tell anybody about our magic casting as long as we help track down the cannibal halfling they were after. The lottery happens. None of us get chosen, thankfully. But yeah, we watched the person get teleported away, and then I think we were going into a bit of downtime. We ended the session at the start of like a bit of downtime because it's going to be a little while before they can get our ship fixed.
Yes. And I can't remember if you had consented to letting Ayat use stone to repair the ship, which was his preferred method, or if you insisted on animal skins.
I think
Never agreed, I think, as a group.
Animals. Yeah.
Okay. So it's not getting upgraded, basically.
Yes, I think that's what we
Yeah, we had, I think we were still waffling on it because we were like, well, Mogmoth could probably still
Mogmoth's
fly
the
it just
pro,
fine.
right?
But like the rest of us might still struggle to make it fly well. So did we want to go with the animal skins and basically keep it where it was? Or were we looking to improve our, armor and health, but at the cost of our maneuverability and escapability?
Yeah, like escape and pursuit versus taking damage. Now, the times we've taken damage seem greater than the times we've had to escape or pursue. But
That's true. Granted, we did escape a couple of times before we could take a lot of damage. So
Which we
yeah,
did
there's
because
that.
we knew if we took the damage, we wouldn't last.
Yeah.
mhm.
And even when we escaped, we were still so bad off that we had to come here.
Yeah.
A lot of time
I'm
repairing your ship.
inclined. I'm somewhat inclined to take the stone and like just accept the penalty to our maneuverability.
I mean, does it have to be all of one thing? Can we do like an 80-20 split?
Nah, not really.
Not like mechanically, like if you want the benefits, then you get like, yeah, you can't like split the difference.
I'm
Yeah,
always
I'm
down
okay
for more
with it.
rocks. That's my 2 cents.
Well, let's give it a shot.
For what is a
with the
ship but
rocks,
a
then.
flying cave?
What
I
if
mean, that's
ships, but
actually-
also rocks?
That's actually how the dwarves like spell jam. They have these like huge mountains basically that cruise through space.
That is kind of awesome.
Okay, so 1 rocks, Mogmoth, 2 rocks.
Anyone opposed to rocks?
Morgan.
No, I'm not opposed to it. I'm okay with rocks. I mean, Will is always in favor of speed, but Morgan doesn't really have an opinion. They're okay with what the group wants.
Okay, awesome. That gives Aya to direction. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. And add your intelligence modifier rather than your dexterity to this.
I'd prefer
we
not
get-
to.
Are we getting my
You could go
normal
last,
bonus?
Mogmoth.
Do I get my
You
normal
prefer-
bonus that I get to
Yes.
my
Yes.
initiative? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, do I
So,
get
but-
my what's my
So it's-
bonus?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're speedy. Your brain works faster in this setting.
Still rolled like shit.
What are we adding instead? I apologize.
And
Intelligence.
Int instead of
Oh,
dex.
goody. That's
But yeah.
better for me.
Do I get to add my charisma modifier for my rakish
Yes.
audacity?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so
Apologies. I apparently deleted my dice app on my phone. So
Oh no.
even
how
though that was
silly of
a
me.
even though that was lower, my int is a -1 compared to my 0 flat dex. I still ended up with a good roll.
You guys do like to cluster your initiatives, don't you?
We really
We're a
do.
team.
Yeah, we're a
Gotta
team.
work together.
Everybody hold hands. It's time to fight.
The amount of times that multiple of us have rolled the exact same initiative is kind of crazy.
Mhm.
Okay, so yes, you have Aya estimates probably 3 weeks to get the Dolazal up to ship shape. You just had a lottery, so that leaves you 2, maybe 3 more, depending on like how you slice it. I think that you would strategize maybe trying to help Socken find her halfling charge like over one of the lottery periods, so you didn't have to be in town for that. So just thinking about what you're doing over the next 3 weeks, kind of hanging out in town here as the locals, initially panic. And so over the next 3 weeks, like they have historically been living just on the verge of like outright starvation almost. So it doesn't take more than about a week for the food stores that they had to deplete and for everyone to start to, like really freak out. Like they sent out, searchers sort of in every direction to see if they could find like a water source with plants or anything like that. And they come back without, reporting any success in that endeavor. It seems like as far as they can range, there's no plant life. So that's kind of where the town is at. So let's go ahead and start with Miradar. So Miradar, we'll do week by week. What's kind of first week Miradar's plans here?
Miradar's first week plans are recover from constitution.
Yes, yeah. So
drain.
each day you get a long rest. You replenish 1 point of constitution.
Cool. So that's part of it. It's just like recuperating, but also, oh man. So at some point during the week, she's gonna resummon her mount, so that
Yes.
it comes back to like full hit points and everything else.
Yep.
We had discussed, putting some magic, some of the horn around the town to kind of like protect it from this kind of stuff in the future. I think she's going to try and get with Morgan and see how feasible that would be, but hold off on actually doing it until we know if the town is going to be like able to subsist here, because there's not a lot of point in putting it all here if they're going to have to go somewhere else in search of food. Lastly, if there's any way that she can provide some food for people without draining more life out of the ground, she'll do so.
Yeah, I think that after you guys had that revelation of where the magic, the energy to power your magic is coming from, you realize that you can draw it from animal sources instead of plant, drawing it from the ground sources. So you can basically draw power from other beings and use that to power your spells, potentially including yourself. So Miradar, if you want to cast like create food and water and like help blunt the approaching famine and like take some
Yes.
damage yourself kind of thing, then that would be feasible.
Yeah, she'll absolutely do that.
Okay.
Like just over the course of that week, trying to not like, it's obviously not gonna,
right, but just
save
to blunt.
save things, but to
Yeah,
try and like
yeah,
take the
yeah.
edge off and make things stretch a little longer.
Got it. Okay, awesome. Morgan, what's your plan week 1?
Okay, so since Morgan came out of the fight with the beast fairly unscathed, they're going to go ahead and start looking for poring over books, because at least I think on this planet, looking at books doesn't hurt anybody.
Right.
And try to basically, I want to use my background ability as a researcher to try and determine if I have some kind of knowledge either in the back of my mind or in my texts about a phenomenon like this, and how to possibly like put magic back into the earth, I guess would be the term.
Right.
To facilitate plant growth and kind of stop this famine from happening.
Okay. So I think probably Morgan knows like all of the knowledge that they are going to find. So at this point it's experimentation. So I would say that this week is you like trying out different, arcane rituals and like, using pieces of the Nightmare Beast tusk and like, seeing how you can manipulate it and like those kinds of things. So I'm gonna kind of chalk that up to experimentation, if that sounds like what you want to have happen.
Yeah, I mean, if there's nothing that I can accomplish just by straight research, then that's gonna have to be the next logical step.
Okay, awesome.
Mirador will
Mirador?
offer up some of the twig blight thorns to see if like Morgan can, make like some of that stuff grow.
Is there any
Like
life in it?
if there's anything that we can, I'm trying to think if we have anything that we have that we could, make grow.
Got it. Okay.
Moth-
Just to add to the experimental pool.
Malkoth still had one of the mystery fruits, the deadly mystery fruits that Glornell tried eating.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So
I
if
think
you
we
Okay.
use
still have
that
some of the
to-
glowberries, don't we?
Yeah, I have some of the glowberries.
Wow. How long do glowberries last?
I don't know.
But maybe there's seeds.
Mike
in
could
the
pull a seed. I mean, they may not be good to
Yeah.
eat, but they may have some seeds in there that we could, try and plant.
Yeah. Okay, Frida, what's Frida up to this week?
So I know we discussed this like in passing last game, but with I don't know if this is the week in which we're going to go for the halfling situation for
Yeah, I guess I'll leave it up to you guys. Like when, assuming you want to miss a lottery, do you want to do it like on the front end, like in the middle, on the back end? Where in your progress do you want to like, minimize the risk of being in town during a lottery?
How long were we gone on our first trip?
not a couple days.
Yeah, a couple days out and then obviously teleported back. So
Okay.
Well, we should probably go get the halfling first, miss the next lottery, so that if one of us gets taken by the lottery, like we don't not fulfill the thing for Sakin.
Right.
I'm also gonna say, I know like Miradar is still recovering and Sokken's still recovering. We want to like push that out, like maybe towards the end of this week, so they both had a chance to recover.
And that would put us right in the middle of the lottery time.
Mhm.
right.
So.
Yep.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And then but so when that eventually comes, Frida wants to, and anyone who wants to as well, join, because we talked about seeing like as much of the rest of the planet, since it's not a terribly large body, but not like a small body, but like just to see if this how far this reaches, or if this is just they're just here because they don't want to leave the lottery and where everything is, but maybe there is some stuff later on. So Frida will organize some sort of expedition to go on the hunt for anything. Until that point, she will work on recruiting for that, plus assist Mirador and Morgan with researching a cure or how to stop all of this.
Okay, great. Mogmoth.
Mogmoth is going to continue to help work on this ship, and sort of hasten it if he can at all.
Yeah, I mean, Mogmoth's probably, Mogmoth and Glornil are probably the most well equipped to accomplish that outcome.
So he'll try to make it a more efficient process, see if we can have it ready to go faster in case things really go bad here. And then he'll just spend a lot of time with the crew that's working on the ship and like in town with people. And he is trying to continue to spin stories of like personal determination, but also like self-sacrifice and stoicism. So like he finishes up his story of like the man going out into the desert and like breaking his chains, but the man dies, but he dies with his chains broken. Like it's all very like, yes, it's better to die free than to live a slave, and also like maybe trying to tell stories that prepare them for the famine and to like promote giving to the children, like going without so that others may flourish, things like that.
Okay, cool. So spreading the good word, helping to fix the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. All right, and Glornil?
Yeah, for this first week until like we go out on our hunt, I also am wanting to help out with the ship, lending my aid with the stonework, also trying to like understand the stonework aspects of the ship, since I don't know if that's something that I'm familiar with.
Cool.
But
Okay.
maybe if like I know more of what's going on, I might be able to do better repairs in the future.
Okay.
Aiding with
Yeah.
that.
For sure. Okay, so maybe learning how to do those repairs yourself in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Alrighty, that sounds good. Mirador, go ahead and give me a persuasion check. Every day you kind of come out with this food, distributed amongst the people, trying to it's a little bit suspicious that there's just like this huge store of food that you happen to have in the ship that nobody's seen, sort of thing.
Yeah. Can Mirador, like for this once a day, like food drop, borrow Mogmoth's amulet to go just because this is like a big thing.
I think since you guys are doing like a lot of complex
yeah.
stuff, like it's just
Okay.
like you do it on your own.
That's cool. Let's see how this goes. Not good. 10.
Okay. All right. So I mean, it's food, right? So that's good, but I don't think that it wins you very many points with the townsfolk.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But you definitely achieve your goal of kind of stretching things, so they're somewhat less like frenetic, and that allows them to focus on maybe more important, like not like important, like survival importance, but important like to get through this crisis sort of thing, so that there's less panic. Okay, Morgan, go ahead and give me a nature check, and you can go ahead and add the ship's lab to this, which is +2.
Okay, so that's a total of 7. 18.
Okay, awesome. So you do a variety of experiments, and you know what the problem is. So it's just a question of like what the best treatment is. So you kind of collect, whatever vegetable matter, you guys have. You have the fruit, you have the glowberries, these kinds of things. And you're kind of like mixing and matching with like different rituals and some of your magic knowledge, and like some of the pieces of the tusk from the beast. And, like sometimes you consult Socken to like understand like how nature interacts a little bit better. And so at the end of that week, you discern that you think that you could, as the original plan that you had, maybe break the tusks up into a lot of little pieces that would help sort of reinfuse magic. So kind of like, you know, if you stuck like a fertilizer thing that it creates like a sphere around it, something like that. You think that that would be within your skill set. Frida, on exploration, give me either perception or investigation.
10.
10. Okay. You head out into the wasteland. You know, you're like, oh, you know, I'll go for like a couple of days and then kind of come in, check back with the group. Every now and then you kind of organize like a little bit of a group of townsfolk to go with you and then kind of spread out. So you and your little band of explorers go out pretty far from town, and don't really find anything besides more death and desolate wasteland.
Great.
Mogmoth, give me a persuasion check, please.
23.
Okay. So Bolot continues to work on the ship with you and basically hangs on every word. And so like every now and then, like villagers, you know, kind of gather around and like listen to your stories. And then you hear like Bolot and his like buddies kind of then continuing to retell the tale. And like you notice them like rounding up the kids, especially, and like telling them these stories. And that it seems like it is, for better or worse, your narrative is spreading. Bolot pretty much hangs with you. Like you need to be like, okay, good night, Bolot, and like you know, like push him away and like go onto the ship at the end of the day, because he's just like always around. And then in the morning when you wake up, like he's just sitting there, like you don't know if he sat there all night. So Bolot is all in on the Mogmoth discipleship. And his friends Eidos and Ilarion are also pretty on board. They're also kind of helping to spread the word. They're not as, you know, fanatical as Bolot, but certainly interested. And it seems like the whole town is like starting to come around to the concepts that you're pushing on them here. And then Glornil, go ahead and give me a stone tool check, please.
What is that? Is that like a dex?
It'll be
I'm already
intelligence.
proficient in it. Okay.
Yep.
Thing I've got decent proficiency. And this isn't the Stonecutters just history check. This is just gonna be a straight roll on this and no bonuses to it, just my proficiency.
Yeah, unless your intelligence gives you a bonus.
No. That's good. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. So you're picking up what Ayat's laying down here in terms of how to like use stone to repair a spell jamming ship. And this is very much like a non-standard use of both the material and like a ship, you know, like you're putting these two things together. It really should not be put together, but you're understanding it pretty well. And to the point where you think that if you're given the raw materials, if the Dolezal takes damage in the future with some time, you might be able to just repair it yourself, probably with like Mogmoth and the rest of the crew helping you. But you think that you actually like learned enough about the process that you could replicate it going forward. Okay, cool. So that's in the week one. At the end of the week, you guys head out into the desert. You're gonna go after Sawkins halfling at the end of that week, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What like, so you guys like, we're not even gonna play roll dice for this because you're all like crazy high level and it's one halfling. So you can 100% find this halfling and do whatever you want to it. So my question is like, what role are you all playing with regards to Sakin? Like Glornell, Sakin asks you to help like track and like navigate and survival sort of thing out there in the desert. What role is everybody else kind of playing here? Are you just like bystanders, like to just help prevent the halfling from getting away? Are you gonna like help knock it out? Are you gonna like help Sakin like string it up from the closest boulder and like poke it with sharp sticks? Like where's everybody at with their participation in this activity?
Who's got good perception before I answer that?
Say more. Mirador has pretty good perception.
Oh wow, almost everybody but
I have
me.
+7.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that since we're kind of neutral parties in this, Mirador, Morgan is gonna take Mirador up on the carpet and try and find the halfling from above. Because Morgan
Awesome. Mirador also has a flying mount. So Mirador can just do that.
Yeah, Mirador can be flying on the mount and you can be flying on the carpet. So yeah, Mirador will do that, like just kind of circling from the air. And then if she spots it, like whenever we inevitably like manage to find this thing, her goal is going to be like containment, like blocking off exit routes.
Yeah, and Morgan can do that too with gravity spells.
Right. Okay, awesome. What's Frida and Mogmoth thinking about with this little adventure? Or is this like a date hike for them?
Oh, well, say that.
Every hike is a date hike.
I mean, it doesn't matter what the hike is achieving, it's still a date hike. Like, in fact, I think hunting someone down and murdering them just makes the date hike even more romantic. But, anywho, so yes, absolutely, going to be holding hands and stuff the whole time, as long as Mogmoth is willing. But also what Frida's going to be doing is using her knowledge from the Adventuring Academy to try to like this is an enemy who is trying to escape, and thus it's not the same as hunting, it's a little bit different. So trying to do like that kind of insight, trying to figure out potential strategies and predict how we can go ahead and block those. And then once we eventually get the halfling, if Sakin wants to go crazy, Frida will be the muscle that just holds the halfling in place for Sakin to go nuts on. So, if Sakin so asks.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, Mogmoth, anything to add?
Mogmoth, when he's not holding Frida's hand, will try to stealth and scout out possible routes ahead
Okay, cool.
and halfling locations.
And then yeah, Glornell, anything else besides helping Sakin kind of track this guy down?
I think like along the way, like especially if like this is taking multiple like days and there's like evenings by the fire, or, like, so, just like talking with Sakin, like getting to know her. Also, like again, kind of easing towards like, why would you want to stay here? Do you not want to stay here? Like, what's with the lottery? Like, I'm trying to like slowly like deprogram her from the cult, even though I don't know that my flat intelligence and -1 charisma like lends itself well to that, but I'm trying.
Yeah, Glornell. So one of the first night out, you guys kind of have a little encampment. You guys don't know not to start a fire out here because it attracts horrible predators like the cloud ray that got you. You kind of settle down. You're talking to Sakin, and she's kind of looking off into the distant darkness, and you're kind of talking with her, and she looks over at you. She says, well, Glornell, I haven't thought about anything besides my sister. When Nasahan killed her, that's the halfling that we're after. I thought that was kind of the end of my life. That was, life is hard here, and we don't have a lot of connections, and the lottery takes a lot of people. And so she was really, my sister was all that I had. And then when Nasahan killed her, I thought, well, that's what I have to do, and that's all I'm going to do. And I thought honestly I would get taken up by the lottery, or some horrible monster in the waste would get me. I never thought I would get this far. And now that we're here and I have all of you to help, and I know we're going to catch up to her tomorrow, and then I'm going to be free, and I really don't know what that means for me.
There's a whole universe out there that you can make a new start in. I'd love to show it to you. We're all kind of, looking for our own things, and maybe you can find your own thing out in the stars with us, or maybe you can find something with one of us. But
Yeah,
you don't have to stay here anymore. What's keeping you?
You're right. You're right, Glornella. Nothing's keeping me once we find her. I'll sleep on that. I think that it might be good for me to get a new adventure in my life.
I promise you, there's a lot of adventures out there.
Thanks. She kind of gives you a kind of soft look, and you guys all snuggle in for the night. Okay, the next day, you guys you find spot the halfling, Morgan, Mirador, you guys kind of figured out. Frida, you're like, oh yeah, if I was a halfling that could turn invisible, like this is how I would go through the desert. Mogmoth is able to like sneak up the whole group, and you guys like just are able to pounce on her. No problem immobilizing her. Frida, Sokken's not like particularly bloodthirsty. Like unless anybody eggs her on, she's just like walks up to the halfling, slits her throat, sort of thing. So it doesn't really drag it on for much time. But after she does, Glordil, she kind of kills the halfling, and she falls down to her knees, and she bends her head, and you can see that she's just silently sobbing.
And just stay near, but give her space to process all of this. It's good to let all that out. Let her have her grief.
You guys kind of wrap up, finish. Anything else you want to do, like out on the wasteland before you head back to town?
Has the wasteland changed at all since last time we were here?
Yeah, I think that between all of you and your time exploring, before there were like little scrubs and like tiny grasses and like that sort of thing, like not in the Nightmare Beast wasteland, right? Like that was just blasted nothingness. But in the desert, it's like, a high desert kind of classical small, cacti and whatnot. Now all that's like just gone, either reduced to dust or desiccated husks.
And there's no feeling of like nightmarishness anymore. All that dissipated with the death of the beast.
No, that is incorrect. So you kind of go like in and out of the Nightmare Lands area, and when you do venture forth into it, you start to see like the weird visions and that sort of thing, and the landscape still looks blackened. And you get that there is an unpleasant sensation in the direction where you guys remember that you fought the Nightmare Beast. There is a lingering darkness there.
Do we experience any of the like blinking back and forth between the desert and the jungle?
You guys don't go very far into the Nightmare Lands because that's not where like Socken and Glornell take you. They kind of like skirt the edge of it in pursuit of the halfling, and so that you don't have to deal with the dream kind of disillusionment. But so no, you didn't. You in the small time that you kind of popped in and out of the edge of the Nightmare Lands, you did not blip into the desert, into the forest.
Also, I know you said that like there's no plants life or anything like that, but have we run into any like wildlife or like game animals, especially that we could hunt on the way back?
Yeah, for sure.
Food?
Usually like monsters, horrible monsters. So yeah, tasty, probably tasty, horrible monsters. So yeah, you do encounter like some like reptiles, and like it's not been that long at this point, but they're all kind of looking like a little bit like whatever they were surviving. Like the base of the ecological pyramid has been wiped out, and it's going to eventually affect everything. Okay, you guys head back. The lottery has finished its round. And Ayat reports that he's making good progress with Mogmoth's help and Glornell's help. So you kind of settle in. Socken, Suckin asks if she could, she's not sure that she wants to join you leaving this place, but she asks if she could have a place that she could like stay on the ship. Not necessarily like full time, but that she could like go back and forth with from her house. So Frida, that's probably your call.
Does she seem sus? That's such a weird request. That's unusual. I don't like it.
You can give me an insight check.
Yeah. Let me do that. Because that's a weird thing to ask. Hey, I live in this town and you're a guest, but can I stay in your hotel? It's weird. Man, it's not the same not rolling physical dice. 12.
I mean, she seems like sincere. You're not quite sure what her motivation is. So you can decline it. It doesn't look like she's like has her heart set on this thing. She's just like, oh, hey, by the way, like, is there somewhere I could maybe stay, like when it's getting late instead of having to go back to my place?
Is there a reason you don't want to be in town? Sucking.
Well, I'm just trying to get a feel for if I would be a good fit with you all.
I suppose that's fair. Sure. And then I'll just kind of awkwardly show her to the closest available room next to Glornil without saying that it's the closest available room next to Glornil.
Okay.
I kind of want to see if she knows so I can confirm some suspicions of what might have happened.
Yeah, I think on that 12 insight you show her to the room that's closest to Glornil's, and she thanks you and like
Right.
doesn't like full on move in, but just like gets a couple of things.
Yeah. And like she closes the door, I just stand there just like nod before for going about whatever the heck I was doing before.
Okay, and then you all get back on the ship. Do you want to share any of the information that you have that you accumulated the first week and kind of strategize what you want to do the next week?
That seems prudent. Hey, Morgan, did you come up with anything in your research of how we can fix this stuff? The people are getting awful suspicious. I get these weird suspicious looks whenever I come down and give them food.
Well, yes, I have an idea. The trick is if they're going to let us do it. What we talked about before about fragmenting the tusks that we got from the nightmare beast and placing them in the soil around the town will stop the magic from dissipating away and should allow them to be able to successfully plant crops again. The problem is, actually getting them into the places they need to be.
Is that going to take all of both of the tusks to achieve that?
Is it?
So, Morgan, you think that like the more that you use, the better. So really it's going to come down to how good Morgan is at finessing the channeling of power, right? So what this is going to come down to is a skill challenge to see how much of the tusk you are able to reserve for future magic item creation purposes. Right now, if you guys just took the tusks and ran, Morgan has enough to make like maybe a couple of sets of armor, like a few shields and a spear, like a wide variety of wondrous items. Like there is a shit ton of magic in these things. If Morgan uses them to reinfuse the land with power, then it's going to be just like how many like small shavings they can preserve from that process that then they would be able to potentially craft into like a couple of small objects.
So the better we do on the skill challenge, the more we'll have left over.
Exactly.
All right. Well, so are we starting the skill challenge now?
Well, I kind of want to figure out what everyone's going to do, or any other conversations anybody wants to have before that we set out on the next downtime period.
Have we heard like the reports from like Frida and her expedition, like that they didn't find any food anywhere, or
Yeah, I'd leave that to Frida to say.
Oh. Sorry, I'm back. It's completely barren out there. I don't think there's anywhere on this planet that hasn't been affected by this weird whatever is going on.
that is very concerning. That
I think if there's any way for these people to survive, we're gonna have to figure out how to put a stop to this here. There's nowhere else for them to go.
sounds like Morgan's research is what we're gonna need to lean on.
I think so. And we're going to have to use as much of it as necessary.
Yeah.
We've made
we-
it this far
I'm-
already.
Yeah, and we kind of caused this problem, so I feel like we should fix it.
I don't really think we're the cause necessarily, but I think we expedited the process.
We didn't help.
That's fair. Granted, if we can get this fixed, then we'll definitely have left it in better shape, because that thing was definitely leeching the life out of the ground with what it was doing, and having it be gone means that that's not going to continue to happen in the future.
Also, it
I
killed.
agree.
I
I
mean,
don't
that
know what
too.
you said.
Also, the nightmare beast killed a lot of people,
Yeah, I did. So
and now they
and
have.
maybe
less.
this place can, if we can make this place a little bit better than what it was, then maybe people will start realizing that getting taken away by Dr. Mild isn't such a good thing after all. Give us something to
Fair
fight
point.
for.
Yeah, back when we did detect magic around the statue, was the statue itself magic?
Um,
Don't think it was.
I
I
don't.
thought it was.
Well,
I
it's like
sworn I
something.
could have sworn I picked up something from it with my Eldritch Sight.
Yeah, I'm like looking back through my notes real quick.
I could have sworn
Um,
that like we.
Was it
It
abjuration?
was conjuration centered around the statue.
Conjuration.
That's what I have in my notes.
Yep.
Mm. But the statue itself was not necessarily magical.
I don't know that Morgan like discerned any difference. Like Morgan like scanned it, like, oh, there's conjuration magic, here or around it, and you guys didn't like chip off a piece of it or something and carry on with investigation in that regard.
Oh, I'm going to suggest at some point during the day that we have a night meeting in our ship where none of the townsfolk are around. Maybe Sakin. She can potentially be around, so we can have a conversation about stuff.
Like separate from what you're doing right now.
If we are completely alone and isolated right now, it can
Yeah.
be right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know
I
like where
I
we
ass-
are.
Yeah, I assume that you guys wait for all the workers to leave before you have any like real conversations with each other.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so you're all like in the galley, kind of sitting around, like
Got it.
recanting the week and chit chatting.
Mhm. Well, at the end of the day, we know that Dr. Mild isn't doing anything nice to these people, and we want to do anything we can to weaken and stop him. Should we try to stop the lottery? Might end up these people in hating us, but greater good and all that. What do we think would
well,
happen if we destroyed that statue? On the way out, of course. We don't want to do it
I
till the ship's finished.
feel like Dr. Mild would see fit to intervene again like he did before. That's my concern, is that it would lead to more direct intervention
With us or with them? Because we can take it.
with them.
Hmm.
Especially if we're doing it as we leave.
Well, if they weren't important to him, he would have killed them already.
I mean, he wants people to harvest from, so they need
Right.
to keep on living so he can keep on pulling people.
Exactly. So I don't think he would kill them if we intervened. We would have to figure out how to get this, which might get them a little bit of time.
That's true, but is it, I don't know if it's better or worse to get taken away from here or to have monsters roaming the streets like the Ridley Or did back in the other place. I'm not sure
Well, we're not
if
sure
that's any
entirely if
better.
that's what he would do.
That's true. We don't really know,
I
but that's
think
my
it'd be
concern.
far preferable for the townsfolk to pull down Dr. Mild's statue than for us to on our way out.
Longmouth, you've got
Right.
quite a following. You might convince them to do just that.
It's possible. Though ultimately, up to them.
Free will and all.
Mhm. Should we tell them what we think of Dr. Mild? Let them know what he's doing in other places. I mean, they only know the story that he's told them. Do we want to tell them the story we have?
That might be a lot all at once.
It's not, it is going to be a lot, but knowledge is power.
You should work more of that into your stories you've been telling Mogmoth. Maybe make them a little more directed about that, no, a little more obvious that they're about Dr. Mild. Or
Oh,
make
I'm
ones
not-
that are subtly obvious about Dr. Mild.
I'm not sure they care very much what's happening on other planets. But right here on their planets, their family members disappearing, their uncertainty week to week.
And if we could at the very least convey to them what happens to people who get taken by Dr. Mild. I mean, we all saw what happened to those poor people in the basement of the Ridley Or
And
of
we have
that
someone with
place.
firsthand experience.
And right, yeah. So at
The
least
weird whatever the
knowing
fuck's on your head.
knowing that when their family members get taken away, they're not, taken to some paradise might make them think differently of the lottery.
Mhm.
Perhaps I could weave it in and take a barometer of the general attitude this week.
And everyone
I like
asks,
that.
I mean, Gorno, you can tell them your story. I mean, I know you don't remember.
Fine.
Maybe leave out the part where you killed someone. And just randomly, maybe don't mention that you killed your girlfriend. Especially if Sokken's there, you don't want to ruin that.
It's
I'll
not
put her
here
up a
right
little bit.
now.
I was gonna say socket is there.
Perfect.
It wasn't
Okay.
I'm a bit reluctant to directly talk down Dr. Mild on this planet. There's still a significant contingent
Right.
that reveres him.
But if with what you're telling the Mogmoth, they decide that they want to know more, and then they could ask Glornell. Like if they ask you for more information, you could just direct them to Glornell, and Glornell can say what he wants to say.
I
If
think
they
that'd
want.
work.
So, seen any good shows lately? During all this downtime that we have, it's a little bit weird, not running for our lives every day.
So you guys wrap that conversation. Morgan, my question to you is you think that this is going to require everyone because like you think that Glornil would be really helpful with his stone cutting tools, like shaping things exactly right. And you and Miradar and Mogmoth and Frida are all intensely magical. And so would be able to help kind of manipulate the magical forces here, which is a pretty complex working. So do you want to do that this next week, which again is going to involve everybody doing that together this week? Or do you want to kind of do other things this week and try to do it the last week?
I mean, I think the sooner the better that we get this place magicked again, because it's going to take time for them to plant food, to plant crops, to grow food.
Yeah.
So
It-
we
No, sorry, finish.
So if we can get that, so if we can get the ground fertile again to be able to do that, then that's going to be, that's ideal, I think.
And if this ends up failing, it's better to know sooner so we have more time to figure out a second shot.
Yeah.
So if they take a disliking to us on account of our grand plan,
That's planning for failure, Mogmoth, which is even dumber than regular.
I
Now, I
mean,
never-
always good to be
I never claimed
prepared.
to be some great planner, but I have survived this long.
Frida reaches over. You're a great planner, honey.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. It was
Don't
right.
listen to them.
So
It's
what were
easy
you
to
Yeah,
gonna?
that
underestimate the
Morgan.
intelligence of others when you're as smart as Morgan.
Oh.
What was your concern with the townspeople not taking a liking to our plan here?
Well,
Well-
if it's a failure and we're seeding magic horns all about and doing magic-y like stuff, may be perceived as more of a negative than a positive.
I think we can pretty well assure that it will work probably. Morgan's pretty confident that it's going to work. It's just a matter of, is there going to be anything left that we can make use of, or are we going to use everything to try and make it work here?
I think if it takes everything, we should give everything.
Oh, I fully agree. Fully agree.
Well, there's the question of efficiency too.
We want to space these out well and lay that and get a good layout.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's what you guys are going to do for this next week. So Mogmoth, we've never really talked about your patron, have we?
No, we haven't. I was thinking about it this week.
Because you're about to do, even though Mogmoth is actually like intensely magical and reasonably powerful in terms of his magical connection and everything, like he mostly does roguey stuff, at least like skill wise. Like he doesn't like manipulate the forces of power on a like daily basis for chuckles, basically. So I think that, you know, he's probably really going to need to think about drawing on his patron more in this moment to do like something like legitimately magical and not just like casting a spell.
Party tricks.
Yeah, exactly. So so I'm curious what you think that might look like.
I was trying to think too. Okay, so his patron is Faye, right?
Uh-huh.
And he started as a rogue. So at some point that changed. And I don't know. I don't know what his relationship is or how this Faye presence came to be in his life.
I mean, do you think the Fae presence was a helpful influence or harmful influence? Like if he was kind of roguish and there was like this kind of trickster character that came along and then Mogmoth is like, oh, that looks good, and is like is he emulating it, or was it this like, you know, kind of very fantastic fairy glamorous being that like made a deal with him?
I would think it was probably a deal that Mogmoth entered into that was mostly positive for him.
But maybe not a very wise, like a typical Mogmoth plan, right? Like,
yes.
like that sounds good.
All right, I seem to have found myself in a little bit of a bind with a fairy. Sort of like that.
Right. Okay. All right. I love it. That's fantastic. So over the course of the week, you guys notice something that you really haven't noticed with Mogmoth whenever he's manipulating spells, which is like little pink and purple sparkles kind of dust off of him periodically when he's like handling the like, you know, tusk shards that you guys have him like manipulating, which is a little bit new and different.
Rita is fucking mesmerized by glittery Mogmoth. Keeps getting distracted. God.
That's great.
Morgan is looking at Mogmoth with fascination, be like, I need to know why this is happening.
Awesome. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty simple skill challenge. Glornell, you're going to be doing strength plus your stoneworking tools. So this is very much your bailiwick. Everybody else, unfortunately, is using Arcana, which is not everyone's strong suit. So everybody go ahead and roll and put in the chat for me what you get.
Is this strength across like a random time, or just like could I use my like rage to get advantage on that strength? Or would
This
it
is
be,
like a
across
whole
longer-
week.
Okay, so
Yeah,
this is just
so
gonna be
this
his
is
strength.
a long process. Yeah, and you can't. It's not. I don't think it's anything you can do like guidance of or Mogmoth using your talisman because it's like a long ongoing process. It's not a
Yeah, and like
single.
inspiration seems like probably not as well since it's like
Yeah.
an ongoing thing.
Right. Yep.
And I can do strength plus my proficiency. So stonework.
Yes. Yes.
Good.
I almost had you roll with disadvantage, Frida.
I got you anyways. The story works itself out,
God,
you know.
what is wrong with
Oh,
us?
Ooh,
oh no.
distracted
got
by Mogmoth,
24
which in
and
turn
20
distracts Mogmoth, you know.
helps bring it up, but man, the rest of us just brought
Oh,
it so
man.
far down.
Yeah.
So Glornell shapes these like perfectly formed little spikes. Morgan, you figure out like you need to put them in this particular pattern. It's like it's kind of like if you took a 5-pointed star and then extrapolated out like 3 more levels. So like 5 to 15 to 45 point star. And you're able to put them all down, and you're like trying to talk everyone through like how to draw the power through them. And you know, like it seems like you think you're making sense, but like you can tell Mogmoth is just not figuring out what you're laying down. And you notice that Frida is every now and then like glancing over at Mogmoth and is like listens to maybe 1 out of every 3 words that you're saying. And Mirador, I don't know what goes on with Mirador with this project.
Yeah, Mirador is like trying to figure it out, but this is like a completely different area of magic than she's used to dealing with. And so like trying to translate Morgan's wizard magic to
Yes,
something she
yeah,
can do,
exactly,
it's just
exactly.
lost, something's just lost in translation.
Lost in translation. Yes, yes. So Morgan, at the end of the week, what the end result is, you do this complex working with this very powerful magical item. You feel once you complete the working, you feel a thrum of power kind of echo throughout the depths of Vornos. And you know, when you were drawing it, when you were drawing power, it wasn't just like you weren't just drawing it like from the dirt under your feet, like you were drawing from something well below the surface of the planetoid. And you feel that this working is sort of reinfusing things. And just within a day of finishing that, you all notice the glowberries that you're kind of trying to plant. Like you could notice a couple of like little sprigs glowing up there, the poisonous fruit that you made. And of course, there's seeds in a lot of the townspeople's feces. And it ends up that they're kind of like not deliberately, but fertilizing the area around. And you all start to see like little twigs of green sprouting up here and there. Morgan, that 100% not only made it neutral, so abolish the destructive magics, it's reversing them. And so now it's almost like it's not exactly fertile, but you can feel that the land before was kind of on a slow downward incline, and you feel now that you have put the land on a slow upward incline. And the people all around notice this and think it's a miracle. So my question to you guys is, did you make it clear that you were doing a thing, or did you want to do this on the down low?
I mean, I assumed we were doing it on the DL because it seemed like the townspeople were not huge fans of ours.
I'm wondering how plausible it would be for us to go hammer in like 75 things at like a ridiculously exacting geometric thing around town and not draw a lot of attention.
I mean, Mogmoth has a what, plus 11 stealth?
That's true.
So I think this is 100% within your guys' skill set.
Cool.
If you wanted to. That I kind of assumed what Morgan assumed as well, but I wanted to check in like what or if Mogmoth, if you were like whispering to your acolytes like what was actually happening, or
I don't know, man. I wish we had timed this so that we got them to tear down the statue. Wasted opportunity.
Yeah.
Could we notice the sprouts and sneak out and like really early the next morning and tear down the statue before anyone else notices?
Right. But the point is
So
that
it's-
we don't want to be the ones tearing down the statue. The point is that they have to be the ones.
That's fair.
Hmm.
okay,
think-
I'll assume you guys didn't really make a production of it then, and so the townsfolk notice that this change has occurred and chalk it up. Now the problem here, so their tendency is going to attribute this to the direct action of Dr. Mild. Clearly he has taken pity on them and compelled power to them. On the opposite side is Bolat and Ados and Alarian, who are telling a slightly different tale. And then Mogmoth, did you have something to add?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, I do think it would be way better if we we're very explicit about how we were doing it. Otherwise, they're gonna spin it into some stupid narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah, stupid narrative is already shipped, sailed. So what I want you to do, Mogmoth, I'm gonna roll for the hardiness of the villagers, basically how much they believe in their belief, and you're gonna roll for Bolat, who's trying to tell them a slightly different tale. It's gonna be a DC 14. Bolat, not the most charismatic guy with his 2 ears, so he's got a +1 to this.
All right. Can Mogmoth assist him in any way?
No, I think this is happening like as you guys are finishing your rituals and kind of checking things out and everything.
Okay. 18.
Outstanding. So you guys do the ritual. The lottery happens that day, basically, that you finish the ritual. Nobody gets chosen from the lottery. The next day, green starts sprouting. Everyone starts talking. Oh, Dr. Mild's, taking pity on us and sending us his faith and power. And Bolat and his guys are like, well, maybe we did this ourselves. Like maybe it was our free will and our choices and actions that made things happen. And that those two narratives are not exactly in conflict with each other, but at least it like tamps down the belief that the villagers had that they were basically just directly saved by Dr. Mild. So an event that could have turned them to be even more devotees of the doctor has yielded a neutral result because of the balance that your acolytes had. Outstanding. So you guys have replenished Vornos. It looks like it's on its way to recovery and salvation. Sakin 100% decides to go with you after seeing that remarkable display. She thinks that this is absolutely where she wants to go.
And if she
yeah,
has
the lottery.
questions from the meeting the other night, I'll be sure to answer them. Like, I mean, we didn't have time to be
You know-
but like,
you know,
after the, like,
Sakin-
I've been beating around the bush, but like, yeah.
Sakin is a woman of few words. She doesn't seem to ask a lot of questions.
Cool. But I give her the opportunity to ask questions.
Okay.
And both of us like quietly, awkwardly ramble off because neither of us talk a
Awesome.
whole lot.
Nobody gets chosen for the lottery that week. It tells you good progress is being made. There's one more week to go. So you guys have another week of downtime. So what do you want to do with this last little bit of time on Vornos? They still don't really have food. So Mirda, I assume that you're still kind of doing your create food and water. What else do you want to be doing this week, Miradar?
I was going to ask, were we able to salvage any of the horn to use in?
No, you
more
were not.
magic
You had to
items, or
use
that
had to
was-
use all of it.
Okay.
Yep.
That's, with those rolls, I kind of figured as much.
Yep.
Hmm.
But you didn't botch the ritual, so that's good.
We didn't botch the ritual. We made it work, which was our ultimate goal.
Yes.
And that in the week after the ritual and seeing that it did in fact work, Miradar's gonna go off on Azrath and go scout around a bit and to see how far this is spreading, how far this like reinvigoration is spreading.
Okay,
For
for sure.
To see like the extent of what we were able to like put back in.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Morgan.
I guess Morgan is going to be kind of wandering around, like checking on this mandala that we've made of the shards of the tusks, and just making sure that it's working well, and also trying to kind of brainstorm of ways to make it more efficient, possibly, if that's
Cool.
doable. Or
Okay.
Oh, and in the meantime, also, are we going to be here for like another week?
Right.
Okay, then I'll save what I had to say for next week.
Okay. Oh no, this will probably, it tells you that it'll probably be done like right around the time of the next lottery. So this will probably be your last week here.
Okay, then in the downtime, Morgan is going to finally take some time to kind of examine some of the various objects that they've collected on this travel, like the berries and the other stuff that they've kind of picked up.
Oh yeah, that has been a little bit neglected. Cool. Go ahead and get a list of what you're going to look at together for me.
Okay.
Okay, Frida.
There's nothing specific that Frida wants to do in this last week because she explored what she could of the planet. Whatever, and everything's just, there's nothing really to do here, so she'll help anyone if they need help with any of their goals, however
Okay.
she can. And
Great.
in the free time, I don't know, like do date nights with Frogmoth or something. Like it's a nice break week, you know. Maybe we can have a little vacation.
Yeah. Mogmoth.
Mogmoth, when he's not having date nights with Frida, is going to try to take the temperature of the town in terms of support for Bolot's evangelism.
Okay.
And if he can, he's going to try like gently seed this idea of like, well, if there were no statue, there'd be no more lottery. Wouldn't that be interesting? What would that happen? And maybe Dr. Mild would be so angry, but at least we would know that we took action.
Interesting. Okay, cool. And Glornell?
Yeah, so Sawkins coming with us, right?
Yeah, Sawkins
Yeah,
on
so-
board. Yep.
Okay, then I'll help her
So
with any
she's her
packing.
downtime this week is moving in.
Okay, and then I wanted to offer her, you know, and I know there's not a whole lot left here, but if you want to leave perhaps a small memorial or something for your sister, I could help you with that. If you want to.
Oh, that's nice.
Offer to maybe like help, you know, create like a small, like I could help carve something, you know, out on the edge of town,
Yeah.
a little like in memory of, and
Yeah.
even if she's not here to remember her, this statue will be here to remember the sister.
That's wonderful. Okay, love it. Okay, Miradar, give me perception or investigation, please.
I'll do a perception check.
Okay.
That's really good. Why couldn't that have been earlier? That
Ah.
is a 23.
Wow. Okay. I'll give you your so Miradar, you take Azeroth out. And the first day that you go out, like it notice that it's pretty much right where you guys did the ritual. And then the next day it looks like it's spread further. The next day it looks like it's spread further. So it looks like the area that's affected is broader and broader. By the time it gets to where it interfaces with the Nightmare Lands, it kind of goes like around the Nightmare Lands, which is basically this, the Nightmare Lands aren't as big as they seem to be when you were in it. It's probably 10-mile diameter area of just deadness. So that doesn't seem to get revitalized, but it looks like the longer time passes, that this effect is spreading as far as you can explore, basically.
Very cool. Good result.
Yeah, quite a good result. Okay, Morgan, give me a nature check and add the +2 for the ship's research lab.
That is a non-natural 20.
Wow. Okay. So you ascertain you could probably make the process a little bit more efficient. You also realize, like, you come back a few days later and the size of the tusks that you had buried, like, they're all a little bit smaller. So you gather that they're actually being reduced in size as, like, power is siphoned out of them to replenish the nature that is left here. So you think that's good, that's going to be ongoing. You think that you kind of kick-started a cycle. So, kind of like how a star forms and you start get this roiling ball of fusion that just creates more and more fusion. That's basically what you've done in creating this roiling ball of magic that's just continuing to replenish and rejuvenate the planet. So yeah, that has come out well. And then let's see, in terms of stuff, okay, the poison fruit, the part that you have left, this acts as a paralytic. So if you ingest it, you become paralyzed, and eventually creatures come by and eat you. The glow berries, you've used all the ones that you had, but assuming that the plants that are growing produce more, yeah, I mean, basically you eat it and it makes you glow. Otherwise, it's unremarkable. Duarin's beverage is some kind of alchemical mixture, so it's not magical in nature, but the way that he mixes various herbs and, like, certain types of silt creates that bizarre kind of texture to it.
Could there possibly be a way to make potions with in that manner?
Yeah, I think that you could probably figure out, working with Duarin and researching it a little bit more, how to make, like, a really high, basically how to recreate that thing so that you get a large amount of hydration for a very small amount of volume. So you can basically make a rehydrating liquid from that. So if you want to add that recipe rehydrating potion to your character sheets, Frida, I assume, are you going to help Mogmoth primarily, since you're probably spending most time with him?
Yeah, primarily, unless somebody specifically asks for my assistance. I would have made, like, an announcement, like, yo, if you need me.
So Mogmoth, I'm gonna have you roll insight and persuasion. You can use advantage. You can use Frida's advantage on one of those.
Insight.
Okay.
Mogmoth has no idea what anyone else thinks. Okay, that's good. But I have advantage on insight. But not great. It's a 12 for insight.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then persuasion.
Persuasion. That is a, let's see. Oh, that's a 25.
Wow. Okay, so the 12 insight, taking the temperature of the town. I don't think that you learn anything that more than we've discussed, which is that some people are like, oh, Dr. Mild, saved us. Some people are like, oh, like, did he, or was that us? It's a little difficult to suss out. But with the 25 persuasion, you're pretty sure, Mogmoth, if you were the one to stand up and make a declaration that enough of the townsfolk would follow you, you don't know that Bolot would achieve the same result. Like you're talking to people and you're telling about free will and all this kind of stuff, and maybe, like, the lottery happens because of statue, and so, like, people are they're interested in what you're saying, but they're definitely interested in it coming from you.
Gotcha.
And then Glornil, go ahead and give me another stone crafting check. This so you can either roll strength for this if you want to make, like, a kind of large, grandiose, blocky, like, really incredible structure, or you could roll dexterity if you're trying to make, like, kind of minute, well-crafted detail work.
I think I'll go with the dexterity. I think I'm trying to do something like not huge and grandiose, but like small and like simple and heartfelt.
Okay. Yeah, a little more touching.
Yeah.
Great.
Something a little more intimate than like a giant statue.
Okay.
Dex. Okay. That's not super great. That is gonna be a 12.
Okay. So you make a nice little memorial to Sakin's sister. Sakin, after you kind of after you finish it and show it to her, she stays there for a moment. You gotta, probably give her a hug and then leave her to have her time. She stays there for a long time, just kind of regarding it, and then afterwards she comes to the ship and gives you a really tight, like warm hug, and she's just like, thank you so much, Glarnell. It means a lot.
Stones will always remember her.
So you kind of wipe a tear away and kind of turn away, and you have intuited after these few weeks that she is not very good with emotion. Okay, so that's the end of that week. You guys all get back together. It still says he has another like a couple days to do finishing touches. Tomorrow is the next lottery. What are you guys talking about? So it's nighttime, all the workers are gone. You guys kind of come back at the end of the week to share your notes.
Morgan, that whatever we did there, I still don't exactly understand it, but it worked. It worked really well, like really well. Like
Yeah.
Did really
as
good,
far
yeah.
out as I could explore, it was spreading.
Oh, good.
Like
That's consistent with my observations.
It kind of went around the nightmare waste. Like that's still like a black hole of suck, but it went around that. But everything else seems to be like really, really, really working.
I can't believe it. One of my experiments actually yielded a positive result.
Well done, Morgan.
Last time I tried something like this, I got blown off an asteroid. Oh, but hey, that's when I met you.
Inspiring confidence as always.
Really, that means if those are your two experiments, I 100% positive outcomes.
I like
Right.
that.
Yeah. Good for you, just like you, huh?
Mogwath, are you going to share any of the? Are you guys going to foment a rebellion? Is really what I want to know, because you don't have too much time before your ship is repaired.
Mogmoth confesses his. Actually, no. Lizzie's conflicted. Mogmoth is not.
I feel that. Understand.
I don't think that unless I stand up and tell them to push it over, they're going to push it over. And I don't think that's going to leave the lasting legacy we'd like.
So we just continue to let them be part of the lottery then.
I suppose they're letting themselves. They know what to do to end it.
Do they?
Yeah. And knock down the statue. I mean, I've told Bullock and I've told Eidos and Ilarion, and they've told others, and I can't push it over for them. Or I'll be the new Dr. Mild, but not
Well-
with the experiments.
Well, if you're sure, then it would probably mean a lot more if we weren't here for it.
Perhaps it'll grow like the magic.
Sure.
Seeds are planted, Mogmoss, and as we've seen lately, seeds are grown pretty well around here.
I mean, of all the ones I've convinced, if one of them has someone taken in the lottery, it might be the spark that ignites something.
That's a good point. Right. So we're not gonna you don't feel it's your place to, stand in there and tell them, hey, you should do this. But you've given them the tools should they choose to.
Right, right. Unless you think that's the wrong tack, but I didn't come here to tell them what to do.
That seems very fair.
I agree with you, Mogmoth.
Appreciate it, Captain.
If we force them to push it over, they still won't even be truly free. All right.
Okay, you all head to bed. Get the next day, head into town with I assume you're gonna go for the last lottery drawing.
Yeah.
Ogmoth's gonna be so mad if he gets taken.
Yeah, girls.
Okay, you guys assemble. Everybody go ahead and give me an insight check. Let me know if you get above a DC 20.
No, I got a 6.
Uh,
How about a
Really high, but
natural
not enough.
20 for you? For a
Hey,
24.
there
What?
What?
What's that for your total at?
24.
Nice.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, Frida, you're walking into town. You're clocking that even as people are heading towards the central town square, which by the way, there's like now kind of a tree in the like well that you guys, saw originally. That the tree had died there, and you see a couple of them growing now. You realize that it seems like people are sort of separating a little bit as they're kind of making their way. They're kind of making their way there in small groups. The last time you remember walking to the lottery, it looked like people were just like not organically trickling in. And now, Frida, it seems like more like neighbors are having to go with each other to sort of be like, to kind of like get each other excited about this thing, that it's not just like intuitive, like, oh yeah, of course we're all going to the lottery. It's more like one of them goes next door and is like, are you going? Oh yeah, of course I'm going. Are you going? That kind of thing. And then there's like some social pressure. And once you get to the main square, you see that there are distinct clumps of people, and that these clumps are separate from each other, not like catastrophically, like there's not like a massive civil rift or anything, but you do get the sense that this is a very different lottery than the last one you attended.
When I notice that, I'm going to, of course, I'm holding Mogmoth's hand, so I lean over to him and I point it out. I'm like, I think it's working, Mogmoth. They're starting to think for themselves a little bit. You're
I
helping
hope
them.
so. I hope so, Frida.
Maybe all they need to see is one last lottery. Sad as it says. And
Did
when
you-
the lottery happens, I want to watch the reactions to see if like they're angry about it. If they're like, hold up, we just let some fucking nightlight in the sky steal one of our family members. Why are we okay with this again?
Fantastic. Mirador, did you have something?
Oh, I was just curious if the groups that are splitting up seem to be like family groups. Is it like family, or all the little individual groups that are clustered around like individual families, or are they divided up by some other way? Can we
It's difficult
even tell?
difficult to know. I think that given how the lottery works, like and how like brutal life is here, it doesn't seem like people have like really solid family units the way that they do in wherever Mirador is from. It's Toril, right? Faerun. So
Yeah, Waterdeep, I think.
yeah, Waterdeep. Yeah, so very different kind of societal thing here. Like it seems like people are more like, friends and that kind of thing than like, relatives.
Mogmoth holds Frida's hand tightly, but he also invites Bolot and Eidos and Alarian and anyone else to hold hands.
Oh yeah. Boa is like right next to you, 100%. Eidos does as well. Alarian, you see kind of off in another little clump, talking to some people. Okay, we are going to see if any
God.
of you
Oh,
all
jeez.
Y'all.
get taken
So nervous.
by the lottery. Again, you don't
I'm
want
Griffin, that's Sokken's
one,
hand.
a 1 or a 2 here.
Mm.
72.
Someone else.
Someone else. The ritual kind of starts. The beam of yellow light kind of comes down and kind of does a little bit of searching and then settles on someone next to Alarian, that he's holding. So Mogmoth, you started holding hands, and Alarian kind of started his own little circle of like holding hands people. One of the people that he is holding hands with, a young this is a race you guys have not encountered yet, but humanoid creature gets caught up in the yellow glow and looks up and is saying, no, and is getting sucked up. And Larian is like, and the rest of his like ring are like trying to hang on to this person as they're being pulled up. What is your all reaction in this moment?
I won't smash stuff. I don't smash stuff until other people
We're gonna-
start doing stuff. I know better. You'll
That's
bring
not
me
true.
in. That's fair, but sometimes I'm trying. Okay.
So they're holding on to him and he's being like sucked away.
Yes.
Dang. Will's not here for more. Oh, more.
No, I've been here. No, I've been here the whole time. I just
Okay,
turned off my camera so I could look for a D20.
I
The-
got you.
four.
I mean,
I
do
have
we
a-
help or do we let them fight for themselves?
Yeah.
Mogmoth's gonna turn around to the people around him and be like, are you going to let this happen? Are you going to let it happen?
Give me a persuasion check, Mogmoth.
Inspiration.
Yeah, good call.
Good time for it.
That is a natural 20.
There it is.
Yay.
There it is.
What? Oh my God,
For
Mogmoth.
a 28.
You turn around and say to the crowd, are you gonna let this happen? And Bolot, who'd previously been kind of stunned, like steps away from you. He says, no, we're not. And a bunch of the other crowd says, no, and they all rise up, shouting. A bunch more people grab onto the fellow who's being pulled away. They like probably a dozen people are now attached to this guy. They all disappear in a twinkling of yellow light. And there is a moment of stunned silence moments before Eidos breaks off from you, Mogmoth, and charges at the statue. He like shoulder checks it as hard as he can and it rocks a little bit. And that sort of breaks everybody else out of their initial like, holy shit, 12 people just vanished. And they all charge the statue and hit it as one, bam, and it falls over, cracks into a dozen pieces. You guys feel a little magical power leave the statue as the citizens of Vornos here rise up and take their future into their own hands.
Oh,
When Morgan notices that the magic from the statue dissipates, they're gonna go like, it's dead.
did Bullock go?
That was my immediate next question was did Bullock get sucked up with that crowd?
No, Bolot did not. He was holding too tightly to your hand.
Gotcha.
But Olarion went with it. So Eidos and Bolot are your strongest acolytes now. And like not a full-on riot breaks out, but like everyone's like worked up at this point, you know, like they have just done this incredible thing that breaks their entire like foundation of their society. people are running around, be like, can you believe that? Oh my God, what are you gonna do now? Like some people are scared. Like the Bolat sort of wanders in and starts saying, no, you don't have to be afraid. Now we have our own freedom and we can take things into our own hands. And he starts speaking with this voice. And Mogmoth, you hear he's basically copying what you've said. Like he's just taking what you've said and like repeating it. And kind of getting people excited and worked up. And they all kind of form a circle around him. And he looks kind of freaked out as he looks at everybody looking at him, and he looks over at you, Mogmoth.
Ogmoth winks at him. Like a "you got this" wink.
He has this stricken expression on his face. You give him that wink with that nat 20 persuasion. He just gives a really slow nod to you and turns to the people and starts talking to them calmly.
New leader right there.
So
in the-
good.
Oh my gosh,
Let's
what
get
a
in our ship and
perfect time
leave
for that
now.
nat 20. I was gonna say before, like in the pandemonium, can I run grab like a little small chunk of the statue?
Yeah,
Steal
for
their
sure.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely Mirador. Go ahead and add piece of Dr. Mild statue. There's the plaque. The plaque is broken off.
Morgan's gonna take that as a trophy.
Want to go spit
yeah.
on the ruins.
I'm gonna say Glorio's already been spitting on the thing while it was standing. Now, especially to,
one
on the
last
ground in
time.
pieces.
We don't want to know what he's going to do to it now.
You grab the plaque that says freedom through obedience, stuff it somewhere. You guys, the townspeople are more or less ignoring you at this point. They're all focused on Bolat.
So
And like
did-
off to the side, as like kind of watching this, Rita's just gonna be like, I hope we didn't just start a war for these people. At least it's a war worth fighting.
If we do, it's their war.
They're tough.
Yeah,
I made it this far. We can-
You guys head
we
back.
definitely left them better than we found them with the land at the very least.
Yeah,
So they'll be better equipped whenever, if anything does happen.
at least when they started this, they had a better chance.
You guys head back to the Dolezal. Are you going to take off now? The ship is basically done. I had said he had 1 or 2 more days worth of work on it, or do you want to stay into enough time for him to finish things?
We should probably let him
I wanted to
finish.
leave now.
As
Are they
dramatic
things
as it
that I
would be to,
can
like,
do?
all take off.
Of my learning.
They are things that you could do, Glornil.
It's so poetic to leave now. I can take like we'll hit the next planet over, finish repairs.
Well,
we
I
have
think
enough
we
ma-
should
are there
leave
enough
before we
materials?
hinder their freedom.
Yeah, we don't want to have them. Actually, I'll just say in character. Yeah, I think it's probably a good idea to leave. We don't want to have in this, vacuum of authority and everything. We don't want them to look to us. We want them to look to themselves. So it's probably best we
100%.
not be here.
Yeah, we need to figure out who they are. They can't do
And I
that
think
if we're here.
I think you've left a capable leader there, Mogmoth. You've trained him a lot well.
I hope so.
Do we have
Um,
enough raw materials for Glornal to like finish
Yes.
this work?
Yeah, they're it's like laying around like the ship. So like Glordil and Frida just like just like load it up and take off.
Out of here.
You guys lift off in the Dolezal, looking down on the town. You see that there's still this like ring of people, and you can see Bolat there in the middle. You see their eyes turn up towards you, and the ship floats out into the atmosphere.
And as the planet gets a little bit smaller, I'm gonna turn to the old crew. Like, I think this is the best thing we've ever done together.
That was a pretty great thing. I can leave happy knowing how we left this place.
We did a bit of good.
Now, if we ever run into Dr. Mild, I want to get those kids back.
Agreed.
Okay, awesome. Let's call it there because we have some things to do. So the Dolazal was 35-ton ship. It's now a 45-ton ship.
Ooh,
Its armor class was 15. It's gone up to 16.
Excellent.
Nice.
And at random moments, when I decide, i.e., probably when it's most dramatic, it'll incur a disadvantage for piloting checks. Everybody levels up.
Ooh, nice.
Yay! Now I could get plant growth.
And anybody who cares to can change their alignment.
I was just thinking about that. Mhm.
Let's say
You don't have to, and it doesn't at least right now have any mechanical consequences, but if you want to change more towards good or towards chaotic potentially.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm
depending on
strongly
how-
considering changing mine from lawful good to neutral good.
Yes, I think that would absolutely be thematically appropriate.
I'm thinking
'cause,
about
we
changing
have-
from chaotic neutral to chaotic good.
I'm wondering how I'm neutral good, but with everything that's been going on and my growing hatred of Dr. Mild and his oppression, if chaotic good might actually be appropriate.
Well, the only one who knows that is you. Your
Yeah.
own choice.
I may have to
Good.
think on this.
I feel like
Yeah, I
Mogmoth's
have-
still a solid chaotic neutral.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, that makes total honestly, that makes perfect sense for
Perfect
Mogmoth.
sense.
I don't
Yeah.
see that changing in this. in
That was-
what we
that was-
Does it
do.
I mean-
throw them into a brutal civil war? Takes two to
Outstanding.
tango, I suppose.
And it's presumably so Sakin is on board with us now. Like we now have
Yes.
like Sakin traveling with us.
Yep,
Cool, cool,
exactly.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah, earlier in this game I slightly adjusted the wording to one of my Frida's ideals to match like what was going on in the campaign.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
Before it was live and let live, meddling in the affairs of others only causes trouble. Now it's
Ah,
live and let live, meddling in the affairs of others can cause trouble, but everyone deserves free will.
nice.
So it's like she'll
Makes
still
sense.
stay like out of it, but if something seriously wrong, she's gonna step in, be like, "Yo, what's
Very
up?"
cool.
And then she's gonna back right back out.
Awesome. Well, if you guys want to take the time to level up and send me
so
your
excited.
updated character sheets. Any questions while you're doing that?
Ooh, I get a feature.
Don't think.
Oh,
I-
you know what? Where is the crew going next?
Oh shoot, yeah.
Oh, we
we
should
just
figure
flew
that
off
out.
dramatically, didn't
Oh,
we?
didn't we have like we had a plan?
We were
We had
gonna
a plan.
far Utnas, weren't
Yeah.
we?
I
Mhm.
think
Yeah,
so.
that was our
That's
next
the
one.
one.
That's a close.
That's what I thought. That's the next
Yeah,
closest.
we had like stopped at
destination.
Vornas to get
To get repairs.
and then
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Going to far at us. Okay, great.
Do we need to?
this.
Like, can I make
okay.
the rest of the repairs like on the fly, or do we need to like loop back, land on the
Yeah,
opposite side of
no. The
Vornas?
ship, the ship is. I've updated the ship stats. So,
Cool.
yep, the ship
And
is.
with our shield booster, is that the maximum shield? Does the maximum shield go up correspondingly to the tonnage?
Yes, exactly. So your shields are now 55.
Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, because we had the booster to
Yo.
get above.
Right.
I've
above
just
normal.
gained the ability to teleport.
What?
Ooh, I have something called Event Horizon.
That
Nice.
sounds scary.
It also sounds fun as hell.
Thanks for the game, you guys.
Thank you.
I had fun.
Thank
I will leave
you.
you
That
to
was
it.
super fun.
That was a really
yay.
exciting one.
Yay.
Yeah, that was lovely.
And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your new character sheets. And I'll
Excited.
see you next Monday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.